Stat, tail in between the legs, looking to charge back into defense, retreat. Pass upfield to Riho, block out. Is Seed there? Demo!
Oh, what a redirect!
A beautiful redirect from Riho.
And just as the Tranmere Vikings looked like they had nothing in the tank, a flurry of offense and a lovely redirect cherry pick from Riho. Seeb to Riho has been the connection so far for this team. And they've proven why they are here and one series away from the grand final.
Riho's got a great block there as well, sending hurtling down into that blue half. Good measure of either sides. It might have been 3-1 on paper earlier, but this is looking
Stat.
so darn close.
I think if Stat had a little bit more boost, he might have got it, but a double tap from Riho. Couldn't dunk it down under the bar. And the Exceptional Gaming roster just hold on for the moment. 45 seconds to go. Could be looking at overtime in our first game of the day, Bacon.
Here clears downfield. Riho's going to chase up.
Bang!
Oh! No, Frantic will block, dislodges it to the corner. Able to make this difficult to follow up on from Tranmere Vikings, but Riho able to send it towards them off the ceiling, literally working the geometry.
A hat trick from Riho in the last half of the game. 27 seconds to hang on and put game one away. This is only game one, Bacon, and we're so excited about this. This has been a phenomenal comeback from Tranmere Vikings, but can they hold on? We've seen how well Critical Motion has played, but he's not been getting the ball, and Stat just dribbles it right over his head, off the bar, won't get a fourth.
Tranmere Vikings aren't allowed easy goals, it seems. Lost
it. Oh!
Riho is keeping them alive. Critical Motion. He's got to find a way to get this to a teammate. Frantic, that's a massive whiff. Keep the ball alive. It's the beauty of Rocket League at 0 seconds. Velocity is being up to the challenge, but Riho, that is the clearance they needed.
And they don't get a fourth, but they do get the win. Tranmere Vikings from 2-0 down as well. And they looked like they were lost in that at the start of that series, at the start of that game as well. They looked like they were really struggling to find their feet, but once they got their rhythm going, and once Riho just really broke free, and that was assisted by Seeb as well. Seeb did a phenomenal job at setting up his teammate.
2 out of 3 goals assisted, 944 points.
It's insane.
That is a nutty amount. But on the opposite end, Exceptional Gaming did not have a bad game at all.
No, not at all.
It was a very fine margin between the two, and I want this to go to Game 5. I don't want another, just finishing in 4 like you saw in that upper bracket semi-final. But nonetheless, I think we're going to get a good series anyway. And it really shows the depth of British Rocket League at the moment.
Absolutely. And I mean, Hoxley will be waiting in the wings, of course, watching this game, scouting out their opponents, seeing who they might face to go 2 in a row here at the Birmingham NEC. As we enter game number 2. Tranmere Vikings with that lead in the series, 1-0. Bounce back game now for Exceptional.
Clearance downfield. Stat to pick up and scoop it out. Riho's got great control once again. It does feel a little bit like they're relying too much on Riho, but nonetheless, it's working right now.
I do find that in teams that have maybe one standout star player. And if Riho is that for Tranmere Vikings, Exceptional Gaming should be smart enough to take them out of the game. And that's a lovely touch from Critical Motion. Couldn't get it past Seeb. Well scouted by the defense.
Again, looking for these passes off the backboard. Testing, trying, time and time again. Big knock away. Wasn't exactly planned, but it did the job to diffuse all that pressure.
Oh, Fate is open.
It's left open. Riho's chasing it, not able to get there in time, and Frantic's going to get the opener.
Yeah, Frantic just had enough boost. Picks up that corner boost as well. Did he even use boost? I think he just drove forward. It didn't look like he was using any boost. Huh. That's very odd. He beat that. Anyway.
That's teasing.
That is teasing when you know you can just hold right trigger and just drive forward and still beat your opponent. That is confidence. And it's the confidence boost the Exceptional Gaming needed coming into game number 2 after losing that 2-0 lead.
We get so many new mechanics. Can we just call that the confidence cruise?
The confidence cruise. I like it. Setting sail on the high seas. As Frantic gets over to Critical Motion, and that will be his first.
Threaded the needle here. Frantic, that's a brilliant doink towards the backboard to knock it back for themselves, and Critical Motion is just clean with it.
Clean as you like. And yet the same position we found ourselves in again. Exceptional Gaming with a 2-0 lead. Early doors here in game number 2. Can they hold on to it, or could they even build to it? A Frantic looks for a third and might even get off of Velocity as it pings back and forth and right into the net.
Uncharted was now for Tranmere Vikings, but they have got the passion, they've got the capabilities to turn it around. However, it's got to be said, Exceptional Gaming truly are looking exceptional at this moment in time. So much pressure, so much control on them. The accuracy to boot as well. Maybe they've just woken up after that first game.
Tranmere Vikings only have one shot on goal as well, and it was from Stat. I believe it was quite early on. Meanwhile, everyone on Exceptional Gaming have at least one shot. Velocity now has 2. It's Critical Motion with 2 and Frantic with 3. Pressure is really starting to build. That might be an error from Frantic as Critical Motion again just lays it back. It was a chance maybe for the Tranmere Vikings to strike while the iron was hot, but Rio lets it simmer down just a little bit.
It was a fragile defense that, well, you felt was in safe hands right there. The passes between one another, a team that is truly on the same wavelength and communicating with one another. You absolutely love to see it.
Oh, Frantic looking for the angle there. Not off the, it will be off the post, but it does eventually fall in. Just knock on the door hard enough and it'll eventually fall down. 3 shots off the bar and Velocities will be the winner there. 4-0. And after the breakdown in game number 1, they seem to have found their feet once more and feel a little bit more confident in this lower bracket final.
A follow-up reference to that. This is truly off the hinges performance right now for the team in blue, and they just keep extending it. Exceptional Gaming by name, Exceptional Gaming by nature.
Certainly is. 4 goals, or excuse me, 3 goals now for Velocity off of 4 shots. Still only 2 shots now for the Tranmere Vikings. 1 from Stat, 1 from Riho. Certainly night and day from what we saw in game number 1.
Most of the stats looking close to 50-50 from both sides, however. So it's just being clinical with those touches for Exceptional Gaming, making sure that they're giving themselves good opportunities time and time again, whereas on the opposite end, when you're looking towards Tranmere Vikings, they just cannot, like putting a shot on there, but that was easy to get away.
I think they just need to build up the shots. Put the pressure onto Exceptional Gaming because they have not felt the heat whatsoever here in game number 2. Seeb now looking to maybe just find one, maybe just one. Don't get shut out in this game. After the exceptional comeback you had in game number 1 to take the first victory of this critical series. Here comes Riho, looking for one. We'll get it over to Stat as Critical Motion to save. Seb with the follow-up, but it's very weak and just gets taken into the corner.
I put the blame on pace for this game. Tranmere Vikings need to slow this down. They can't be counting on goals like that, though. Like, this was a happy little accident, real Bob Ross moment.
Where's the happy little... Oh, it was the ball. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
I see you, Stat.
Stat was cooking. We dig it.
Who let him cook?
It wasn't an accident at all. That was...
It was on purpose. There's never happy little accidents. It's all on purpose. It's the great Bob Ross once said, probably. Didn't watch enough of Bob Ross when he was on Twitch. He's still on Twitch, I think.
Yeah.
Here comes Riho, the Musty Flick. And that's something we've not really mentioned. We've mentioned that Critical Motion had pretty good mechanics. Riho has been showing some mechanics as well, and there's Velocity with a flip reset to try and clear the lines. I don't imagine this is going to come down to a battle of mechanical play. It's all going to come down to who makes mistakes and who's able to capitalize on such.
Well, it's because when you've got 2 cracking teams like this, everyone can pull out the mechanics. We've seen it on the pitch already. So it comes down to the team play aspect, passing to each other, removing control from your opponents, closing down challenges like that perfectly from Riho. Get there early, don't allow your opponents to have control of the ball, and keep taking it away from them.
Last 20 seconds now, and this will just be a victory lap for Exceptional Gaming as they look for a 6 and potentially the Brazil, but I don't think they've got enough time in the clock to grab their passports and head to that plane over in Birmingham International Airport, just across the way. But nonetheless,
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Nonetheless, they are flying high with a 5-1 victory that ties the series up.
We said it was going to be a close series, but that was not a close game. Let's be real. Game 2, Exceptional Gaming went above and beyond, and I think they found their flow now. They've got that team synergy. So this 1 minute break that we get, of course, between every single game, Tranmere Vikings have got to talk to each other and figure out what they want to do. This can no longer be the Riho show. It can no longer be focused on Riho solo, because that's an easy sort of play style to dismantle. They've got to utilize everyone's strengths.
I suppose even then, you didn't really see Riho making too much of an impact in that game, because Exceptional Gaming just had all the control, all the shots. I mean, you look at the shot count there, 12 shots for Exceptional Gaming in the end. There ended up being a lot from Tranmere Vikings.
That's what I was saying earlier.
But none,
the stats were pretty close.
It never really bothered Exceptional Gaming's defense at all. Every shot that Tranmere were making, it was maybe like a 5 mile an hour shot, and it was easily saved.
Loose pressure. That's what it is. Essentially a shot put on target, but it'll matter for now because there's always a defender in the way. That's when you need to send that second player towards the net to be able to get that follow-up hit. That block right in front of goal. That's the truly threatening play.
Oh, velocity.
And that's what's threatening from velocity.
And to pull that out in the first 5 seconds after a game that you just won and smashed the other team sends a message to your opponents across the way on the other side of this massive screen that we have here on the challenger stage here at Insomnia. Clear now from Frantic. That's out by Riho, will be intercepted by Critical Motion, but no pressure applied. It just goes off of the corner. And again, Velocity just tries his luck. Critical Motion back into the middle. That's a lovely pass, but Frantic can't really follow this one up. He's got the boost for it, but he doesn't get the touch.
How often do you see double demos in both players? Velocity. Not going to be able to follow through with that one. And now the midfield game is truly coming out. Keeping close, solo plays, making sure that you don't give it to your opponent, but this is also quite easy to dislodge. That's why they're taking it so high. They're trying to remove it from their opponent's sphere of control. It's making for sloppy gameplay, realistically.
Yeah, they're just trying to play it close to their chest. But here comes Seeb, looking for a bump perhaps. I think he went off the ball to go bump Velocity. He just was able to get out of the way of that. 3.5 minutes. Here comes Stat looking for the double touch, and will not be found in Critical Motion. That was a couple of exceptional touches to able to clear his lines.
The pace of the game is much better here for Tranmere Vikings in game number 3. However, a similar issue now faces them in that they've given their opponents time to react upon their plays. Riho's sheer pace is no longer going to be enough.
See, to the corner. And here comes Riho with a full tank of boost. What can he do? Looks for the bully play on Velocity. He stands tall, like a mountain range.
So
early, and it's a great touch as well. Can Stat get to this? No, Frantic, able to pop his car right in front of the play. Riho able to try and get a shot off, but it was just off target. But this is the pressure from Tranmere Vikings that we wanted to see, but it might just come back to bite them as Critical Motion had a free play at net, but Riho able to get back.
Charging this downfield, looking for the connection with Seeb. Not found. Stat has to play. Waits it in the wings for this one. Not pouncing that. They don't want to send the entire team towards the ball. They cannot risk that right now.
I wouldn't call it desperate from Tranmere Vikings right now, but the one goal they got in the last game was a big clear down. They've not able to. They've not had a meaningful goal since game number 1. They're under pressure now. Critical Motion out of the corner. It will be for Frantic picking that one up. Velocity, how much has he got in the tank? Not enough to get the shot off. Seeb tries to clear over the top. Stat. A lot of misspelled letters in here, at least in my brain. But it's really flipped from the first half of the game. It was Tranmere Vikings with all the attack, all the momentum on their side. But it feels like it's swinging back Exceptional's way ever so slightly.
This is now going to become a very tumultuous last 1 minute 20, 80 seconds left. It feels like it could just be a one-goal game. But which team is going to make the risk? Who's going to really go to that next level and outplay their opponents?
That's a big win by Stat into the corner. Every single time, it always feels like Critical Motion is the one to get the shot off in defense, and Velocity powers through the offensive players, the strikers from Tranmere Vikings. Final minute of gameplay, 45 seconds to go, and we are still scoreless. I think you're right here, Bacon. The next goal shouldn't be the winner, whether it's in regulation or in overtime.
The issue right now for Tranmere Vikings is for every challenge they go in for, they're looking to win the ball off. Instead of just looking for a wild 50-50, that'd be better for them right now. They'd be able to have play, because they've got some great width to their play, like Seed, always out on the wings for these build-ups, but that was a nice chance. Stats got it well covered.
Big demo as well by Seed. Could open the door for himself. This Critical Motion just spawns back in. Seed had no boost to go for it, but he gets the 100 in the corner. Might give the Vikings a little bit of a chance here before we get to overtime. For the first time potentially in this series, and it will not hit the ground just yet. Seed keeps it alive. Oh, Velocity might have had a chance at it, but it touches the ground, and we go to overtime.
Treating Finn like a lamb. Again, yesterday, these teams had to play out through groups. Big shout out, actually, to all the big stream there. Danny Boy still. And of course, there was even a team stream for Buzzkill going on with Sib and Tim. So love that community aspect of Insomnia, but this moment in time, we're looking at the money aspect. A double your money series, and these two teams have both put great statements forward for themselves.
30 seconds into overtime. A couple of chances here and there for both teams. Keep looking for the dunk down. Frantic able to get it into the corner. Stat now. And everyone from Exceptional Gaming just seems hunkered in on that corner. It might open the door for the Vikings, but Rio try to play some mind games. It might work out. A double commit up top. Velocity has to make the shot. He doesn't get the touch, and it just comes off the post. That was the chance for the Vikings to take the lead in the series.
The fourth player turns up for Exceptional Game in the post. The woodwork.
Double.
Seed is so dedicated. Sorry, not Seed. That was Riho. All the players mesh into one. They truly have found some team synergy from Tranmere Vikings, but it's still not enough to get them over that line.
Riho's got nothing in the tank, mate.
And why did they take that off for themselves? They should have passed that up.
Should have let someone with boost go for that. I don't know if you're maybe trying to fake the defense or fake the attacking players from Exceptional Gaming, thinking that you had boost.
That's nice.
And here comes Stat. Tries to get over Frantic, but he's sitting way too far back. Like a good third man should be. Frantic now. Have a pot shot at this one. Riho tested and passes with flying colours.
Good demo there as well. Saves the day. But the rest of Tranmere are going to be needed for this. It's locked in at the midfield line. Velocity should get a clear, easy clearance, but midfield, it just didn't have that power, so knocked right back across. And these two teams are struggling to keep control of the ball now. This is so odd.
It's feeling nervy. Very tentative for both teams. They don't want to really come forward all too much. Maybe sending one man at a time. Velocity was in the box there for the pass from Frantic, but didn't end up popping their way.
Understandable. With over 7.5 minutes of gameplay without a goal, you are going to be nervy. Because you know any single mistake is going to get punished.
Half a game of Rocket League gone here in overtime. Riho trying to play the main games again, gets a bump on Frantic, loses all his boost. He couldn't get the one in the corner. If he got that 100 in the corner, it might have given the Vikings a chance out of it. But they are all pretty low as they might want to come back. Riho will take a crack at it. Frantic, everyone's boosted up from Exceptional Gaming. An exceptional touch there from Critical Motion, but not able to get anything else out of it. Again, it's just this one man coming forward expected to do everything for the team. There's no one there, no passing option, and no plan B.
You can see that exceptional game, and they're starting to turn that around now, making sure they've got two-man attacks. Critical motion not able to get there in time. That's well up and over. Frantic Stats got the chance, but the shot too weak. Riho was on the opposite side, and again, these are situations where Riho needs to look for more passes rather than turning around for themselves.
Riho was able to turn there. I think he got the 100 boost in the side. Here comes Stat, bumped out of the air by critical motion. That could have been the critical play to help them get the, oh no, save! Oh, he's touched it! Is it going in? No, it's just off the post! You lucky, lucky boy! That could have been disaster for the Vikings!
Just hold the nerve. Seep will tell you that was entirely planned. Big brain, like I said. The veteran on the squad looking to make good of it, but critical motion able to get a pretty clean clearance away. Stat going for the second touch. I'm going to allow that to bounce. That is risky right now.
That was followed up just a half a second quicker by Rio. Might have been in the back of the net, but we play on. Nearly a full game of Rocket League. Rio with a ghost touch there to get it over one. And no follow-up as well. See, has options to his left. Gets to Stat. The double touch. Rio! The Vikings 1 game away from the grand finals.
The perfect goal explosion as well, because Riho has been eating good this evening. Absolutely demolishing that net and putting Tranmere Vikings onto series point.
Oh, it was looking very, very nervy for a lot of that game, a lot of that overtime. But it did feel like it was on Tranmere's side. They were the ones taking all the risks in overtime for the most part. I mean, look at the shot count, 16 shots. I think like maybe about 15 of them were in overtime.
So, yes and no. It was 50-50, face it. But Tranmere were given way too much freedom. It feels very weird. I don't know what happened in that game, but exceptional game, we were like, you know what? We let them play their game, and then we'll wait for our turn on the ball. They weren't forcing those bumps. You didn't see as many demos in that game. You know, so I don't know what the game plan was from Exceptional Gaming, but the adjustments from Tranmere Vikings clearly working there in game number 4.
And I know it was, you know, about 10 years ago at this point, but remember, they got smashed 5-1 in that last game. What a turnaround to bounce back and, you know, not allow a single goal until like 5 minutes into overtime. Absolutely phenomenal turnaround from the Vikings, but that does mean the Exceptional Gaming are on, you know, elimination point. They need to win 2 now, or we need to win 1 to force game 5, 2 to get through to the final. The Vikings just need that 1, and they've got a date with destiny with Hoxie in the grand final.
So I did look over my shoulder there, and you can see the team chats going on. That is the beauty of LAN as well, being able to have those conversations with your coach, even if they're not necessarily a coach, they're just a friend that's come out onto stage to give you that support, a cheerleader, if you will. That can be the difference here to turn things around, and well, it's going to be the favorites of this matchup, Exceptional Gaming, who need to turn it around now.
I know it's a cliche at this point, but I think this series deserves a game 5. With how well both teams have been playing, and Velocity threading the needle, not even 20 seconds in.
Velocity right here just answered the call. You want a game 5, Mr. Craftman? Well, how about this? Boom! In the back of the net, 18 seconds, and well, this is not done.
Ask and I shall receive. 1-0 for Exceptional Gaming. I don't think the Vikings will let that go lightly. Here comes Riho looking for a double tap, just runs out of boost. Stat will be in the follow-up for this, and I think Seep was going for a bump play, got one, but couldn't quite get Velocity, who ended up getting the save in the end.
Good 50-50 away here for Exceptional Gaming, but where is the follow-up? Everyone falling back, looking to hold on to that midfield, but you know what? If no one's going for the ball, you're not going to gain control nonetheless. I don't know what is necessary, because communication is good from Exceptional Gaming, but it just feels like they're not sending the correct play forward. It's weird right now.
It's very disjointed, isn't it? But when it works, it works. We saw that in game number 2.
It's disjointed, but it doesn't look disjointed. It's so weird to describe. They're playing clean Rocket League.
But it's getting taken advantage of right now. And a bit of miscommunication on the back line. I think Velocity, all 3 men upfield Not expecting that, and a demo for good measure as well from the Vikings. And the open net for the RLCSX Major Elite of Seep. 1-1. Maybe another kickoff goal, perhaps. Frantic. Oh, doesn't get the touch, and the Vikings quickly able to evade the pressure.
Look, weirdness breeds more weirdness at Rocket League, right? It's why you see unintentional fakes happen. Both players go up, both players are going for the block, and then they just fly past the ball, both of them. You know, stuff like that does happen because it's all about expectations. When you're playing Rocket League at this level, it's all about predictions, and if predictions go wrong, well then the game plan goes wrong.
A little play there from Frantic. Got one touch and then went for a bump. Wasn't able to lead to quite a lot. And here comes Frantic again. He's been loving going for these long air dribbles. It can work in your favor if the defense isn't ready for him, but you're coming from so far away that Tranmere Vikings have so much time to get ready for wherever you're going with that ball.
50-50. Stats in danger here as Critical Motion. Oh, saves the flip. Pushing the pressure towards the center. Frantic with a pass in full velocity. Motion. All look to block it, but again, they're very deep here. They've got to be careful. If they just step a little bit too far forward, if they don't get this 50-50, they're going to be in so much danger.
Critical Motion, I think, is going to be the key player for Exceptional Gaming. Been able to make the mechanical plays, but again, it just feels like solo plays. It feels like we brought solo standard back somewhat. And he's the one in quick chat saying, I got it, chat disabled.
Remember as well, when we think of the Tranmere side where we were talking about...
Oh, it's in! Oh, it's Frantic sent it at home. Critical Motion is criticizing him for not being a team player, but he sets up his team beautifully.
Oh, just the right place at the right time for Critical Motion. Able to see, because that was a good little clearance. You had to get the touch and the ball, knock off to the side. Critical Motion just seeing perfectly their teammate pushing up, able to lay it off beautifully for you.
Vikings in a bit of a pickle now. Need a goal to tie. C puts the pressure on and no follow-up. Actually, Riho gets the bump on Frantic. Stat has to make it all the way back because the net was going to be wide open. And now Exceptional Gaming. Can they build on their lead?
So the
Can
issue,
they put it out of reach and force a game 5?
the issue right now for Tranmere Vikings is that their initial positioning off their rotations, like where they kind of slow down to wait and see what happens, is just a little bit too close. It's putting them in a no man's land kind of scenario. No, again?
No way. The fist bumps come out from Tranmere Vikings, but they've got to thank Exceptional Gaming for leaving this. It's like they've left the door open and not put the burglar alarm on.
Yeah.
2-2.
I mean, at this point, we can just call it the Seep special as well. Last time it happened, didn't really turn into much. They were already 5 goals behind, but this time, it does matter. That brings you back. Even Stevens, 1 minute 10 left on the clock, and, well, it's anyone's game.
The qualifiers in Exceptional Gaming making it through here from online all the way to the least third place, and they want a little bit more. Velocity wanted the third goal to maybe send it to game 5, but it will be denied for the moment. Building from the back now. Frantic, we know he loves those long air dribbles, but he gets it over to Critical Motion. Maybe perhaps a second touch. Frantic will take it in velocity. Just a mix up of communications, cross wires, a malfunction in the junction.
He's got
but
it!
no, it's home! Critical Motion puts them in front.
A sneaky little ninja here. Frantic up over Stat, and well, Critical Motion was lingering, waiting, and slashes that towards the net. 3-2. 1 goal lead once again regained for Exceptional Gaming.
1 goal each as well. A truly team game from Exceptional Gaming. And it could prove its worth in gold if they're able to hold on to this, but the Vikings will not let this go that easy. Critical Motion over the top of Seep. Stat able to follow this one up, looking for a man in the middle, but does not get the touch he needed out of the corner. 15 seconds left, all the pressure's on, but it's just been, the pressure gauge has been released. Off the post it goes, but it might be 4. No, it will not. 6 seconds. Can the Vikings get downfield?
They've got this covered. Critical Motion will look to push this towards the floor, and it is found. Game 5 to kick us off. We knew this was going to be a great day at Rocket League, and we knew there was a reason we were bringing the losers finals as well.
I asked for it. I shall receive it. Game at number 5. We don't get these often.
No.
Insomnia, but like we've done the grand final a couple for a year now.
The last 2 grand finals have been sweeps.
Yeah, and
so
with that
happy.
game advantage as well, will be a game advantage for Hoxie as well. So coming from the lower bracket, whoever it may be, whether it's Exceptional or the Vikings, they are going to have to win 4, whereas Hoxie only need to win 3. But right now, they're not focused on that. They're focused on winning this 5th and final game in this series. It's been back and forth for the entirety of it. I can't pick a winner.
For me, I can pick one player that's a winner in this series. In particular, is Seeb. We were talking about Riho right at the start, but Seeb is the player that turned up and has turned things around, especially here in game number 4. But it's just not enough. It's really brought Tranmere Vikings up to the level it feels like. Because Exceptional Gaming, I think, as long as it's all clicking, they're communicating correctly, they are the better squad. But it's them little moments where they just get a little bit discombobulated, if you will. That's when Seeb and Co really turn up. And it's that head on the shoulders being able to pick apart that team, which has really helped Tranmere Vikings.
Well, Challenger stage, game number 5. Are you hyped, guys? Oh, come on, you do better than that. It's game 5, everyone. Last chance saloon in the lower finals.
Who's going through to the grand finals? Exceptional Gaming or Tranmere Vikings. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's find a winner.
Starts off as it mostly has done. Possession for Exceptional Gaming. Critical motion over the top to Velocity and a save by Seeb. Your man of the match makes a critical save in the early going and he gets it to stat. 1-0 Vikings.
What a turnaround end to end. All 3 Musketeers involved. Seeb to Riho to stat to net. BEA, beautiful play.
1, 2, 3, bang. It's exactly how the Vikings wanted to start things off. Now the big task is doubling it up and not letting your opponents back into the game. It was an exceptional play from Exceptional Gaming as well to get them into that position, but what a phenomenal save by Seeb. Couldn't get it into the middle once again. Velocity takes a shot and Frantic redirects it. We're tied up again.
Truly going to next level gameplay here. It's that last chance saloon. The pressure is applied, and well, we're turning coal into diamonds.
Pressure cooker is really ramping up here. Remember, this next 4 minutes, double your money from 300 to 600. 1 goal can make all the difference. We're still early doors here. The 5th and final game of this series. Here comes Seeb. Looking for a Doomsday Dish and couldn't quite get to it. Critical Motion puts themselves in harm's way. Stat looking for Seeb, but will run out of boost. Critical Motion will clear.
Seeb will drop down, but no one's ready, so it's a clearance towards that orange net, and it is dangerous to boot. Frantic's not fast enough. It's still so wickedly fast. You can see just the minutiae in this game and how the lines are so thin.
Blinking, you'll miss Frantic. Over the top he goes once again. Rio able to save Velocity. Can just get these redirects in the blink of an eye as well. Looking for the top right corner. Frantic to follow up. Stat puts himself in the way. Right back downfield. Stat and Seeb will race down this right-hand line. Stat has no boost, but it doesn't matter. He looks for Riho, but couldn't quite find the gap that was required. We remain tied as we're 2 minutes gone in this critical game 5.
Frantic seeing that the rest of his team is in a bit of a dire straits moment, keeps it to that back corner, and that's the right move. Slow it down, allow time to get boost and get control.
Seeb with plenty of it. Into the corner looking for the double. Velocity takes it away. And another upfield pass employed, not quite to perfection. Critical just missing his touch on that one. It could have been a fantastic goal. But the pressure yet again applied by Exceptional Gaming, trying to knock on this door. But they stand tall in the face of adversity to the Vikings. Back to Riho. Who is going to take this next step? Who is going to get the second on the board for their team? It could prove all it's worth. As we finally tick into the last 2 minutes. It's looking like silver goal territory already, but that's a big mistake by Velocity! And Stat is right there to punish.
Absolutely laid up on a silver platter for Stat here. Velocity was looking for the wall pension. I mean, that's not a bad idea in that moment, but again, I was talking about those fine margins, and that shows it.
What could have been? What if that pinched out? What if he got the touch he wanted? We'll never know. But what we do know is that the Vikings are 1 minute and 50 seconds away from the grand final. Exceptional Gaming, motion with another weak shot. We were talking about the weak shots for Vikings back in game number 2. It's coming back to bite Exceptional Gaming this time around. Frantic, able to get it past that critical motion, just lying in wait, but he gets bumped. That's dangerous. That's a lovely play from the defense, great awareness, and it's going to pay off as Rio makes it 3.
Overcommitment and bumped to boot. Riho given a free opportunity off the back of Sieve and runs after it. 1 minute 30 left on the clock. 2 goals ahead. Let's see, can the lads over in Tranmere Vikings hold on to this one?
Yeah, critical motion. It was the right idea at the right time. Just hang around, wait for the ball to pop loose. But the defense did its work. Got the bump and got the goal. They got a 4th as well. Riho may have put it out of reach.
Should be safe, but I mean, we've seen many a land, many a match aircrafters. There is still all the time in the world. At this point in time, I will say it'll feel almost like it's going into slow motion.
This will be the longest 1 minute 18 seconds of the Tranmere Vikings' lives. Frantic. And shots like that as well will put the fear of God into the Vikings. Valhalla might be waiting for them, but victory is a mere 60 seconds away if they can avoid conceding the next 3.
Stat to ground. Looking to push that away. But the attack
Frantic
keeps coming. It was an abstract goal, but it got the job done.
And it was quick as well. These next 2 goals for Exceptional Gaming are going to have to be quick and frantic. With 52 seconds left, there's plenty of time on the clock. But you want to get a quick one and give yourself maybe 30, 40 seconds to work the final goal. But here comes Stat off the kickoff, looking for the backboards. And critical motion takes it away. It is an essential touch, and it has been made. But Riho just wastes more time off the clock, might even get a 5th. Not quite.
Said it before, Tranmere Vikings are just going to have to play defense because everything's going to get thrown towards them, and they are holding strong. Sure, dropping a goal. Look at these counter-attacks, pushing it downfield and buying time. 20 seconds left, and they're feeling
chance.
now or never. The chance is there. The boost is with Frantic. The shot is
it's
on,
in!
and it is golden.
Oh, hold on to your hats, boys. 13 seconds. And that's an exceptional goal from Frantic as well. That's his 3rd in this one after off of 5 shots as well. Really carrying his team on his back. But it's going to have to be fast and furious from Exceptional. Here comes critical motion. 30 boost in hand. Frantic doesn't jump for it. Velocity takes him out of the play. Frantic can't get the touch. 50 boost of Velocity. C puts it to the wall. Looking for ground. Velocity lying in wait, but critical motion with the ball up in the air. 20 boost and will not be able to make the play. The Tranmere Vikings march on to the grand final.
They've